Call to order the International Falls Koochiching County Airport Commission regular meeting of December 23rd. First item on the list is any public comment. None. We'll go to the minutes of 27 November.
Move to approve minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Moving second on the minutes of 27 November. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the sign. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Second item is the special meeting minutes of December 11th.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second
And we
it.
have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the sign.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Financial statements. Anything unusual there, Kyra? I didn't see anything, but
No, not that I can think of.
Move to approve financials.
got a motion
I'll
and a
second.
second to approve the financials. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the sign.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Engineers report. Sean and Chelsea, you're on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Chelsea.
All right, we'll jump right in. So the first item on our memo is the GA apron reconstruction and runway 422 taxiway connector rehab project. There's no significant updates on that. We're still waiting for the state companion grant for that to come through. That includes some bond funds, so there was a little bit of back and forth and coordination on that of what exactly that number was. And then we are pulling together the bonding packet items for that project as well. Any questions on that one? That one will start in the spring,
Okay,
coming up.
very good.
We do have a few equipment acquisitions out there. The loader, we don't have any updates really on that other than the Buy American approval is still, we're still waiting for that. We did have a meeting with the FAA and they did indicate that this is something that is happening at every airport with John Deere. I guess the person left that coordinated these Buy American approvals from John Deere specifically. So they're having some issues with that. So it's not just you guys.
Okay,
The aircraft de-icing equipment, that has been ordered, so that's on its way. I do not have an exact date for that yet. The pavement de-icing truck, that is almost complete. They have the truck completed and it's at the Tyler de-icer garage being built with the de-icer equipment, is my understanding. Thor, do you have anything to add to any of those?
That's correct.
Where's that at?
I want to say the first one was Kansas. The second one was no, it's in Kansas. Right.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Chelsea.
All right. Anything else with the equipment?
Yeah, they bringing it all up to speed last week, or what we were doing with the state, making sure that we have we're replacing our current 2015 215 pickup, and we rebid that, correct? And then we were sure that we got the bid package back correctly, and including the radio package, and Lee Hervey was kind enough to keep the prices on the new radios the same, so
good.
yeah, package is the same. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the state now has an equipment grant request that they do as an online form, and that's due by December 31st. We submitted that with reasoning and all of the components for that truck, including the quote. So hopefully that's a priority enough for the state to give funding to INL for that.
Thank you.
All right, I'll let Sean cover transient hangar.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Happy holidays. Hope everybody's having a good holiday week.
The transient hangar, so just a brief recap of what we discussed last month. We are on pause. Again, we had potentially planned to begin design of that project with the FAA infrastructure money. But given that we don't have the full funding announced from FAA on what the 2026 infrastructure money will be, in order to make sure we have the project budget where it needs to be, that project is on hold. That doesn't really set us back. We're not losing any opportunity for funds. We're just waiting until we have more information on what the full funding package looks like from FAA. Again, that's infrastructure money that is announced. So 25 was just announced approximately about a month or so ago. So the 26 amount will be announced, later this year, or probably around October of this year. So once we receive the full funding announcement, we'll work with FAA on a scoping document and coordinate with the Airport Commission on that project. And then we'll have the full information on potential payback and other items that can round out what that project will mean for the airport. So other than that, nothing really substantial on that one as well.
Okay.
Any questions?
No. Looks like a no.
Perfect.
All right, for the 2025 projects, just a couple of items for the state. We did talk about the pickup truck and the plow being submitted to the state grant request online system for equipment. So that one's completed. We also did submit a grant request to the state for the terminal improvements, which included those CBP equipment and computer upgrades. So those have both been submitted. There's also a few additional items on that terminal improvements one. Another project that's maybe on the radar is the perimeter fence weed control project. We did have that Part 139 inspection compliance item that was relating to the fence and to wildlife hazard management. So we did get that site survey from the USDA person, Pete, and we have yet to review it, but we did get an extension from the FAA to submit that on January 10th. So we'll go through that, we'll update the ACM and the wildlife hazard management plan and get that to the FAA to review, and we'll see what comes of that. But from what I understand, I did read it, and it doesn't seem like there's too many things that are concerning other than a few skirting areas, potentially where there's some holes under the fence where larger animals can get through. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay. So we do have a CIP meeting coming up with the FAA in January. I believe it's the 7th or 8th. Can't remember which day.
That's close.
Oh, I have it down. Yeah, it's on the 8th. So we have the CIP items for 2026, the potential projects. Right now on the CIP, we have items under the AIP funding bucket for Phase 4 reimbursable agreement. That is working with the FAA to work around equipment that they own, so that happy on that final Phase 4 project of the runway 1331 is owned by the FAA. So there will have to be coordination with them on either replacing or working around that equipment. So that's on the list, as well as that runway 1331 Phase 4 design, which is that last, I think it's 800 feet of the runway. And then there's crack seal as a project on there just for the runways and taxiways. I'm not sure, that's just a typical thing that we have every 5 years out, so not sure exactly what that looks like if there are a ton of cracks that needs crack seal, but we can evaluate that. And then obstruction removal for that ASOS critical area is on the list as well. And then jumping back to the hangar, we do have the hangar, transient hangar design and construction under the bill funding item. So is there any discussion on any of those? I mean, we can change that for the meeting But those are kind of the things that we've had on the list. Sean, do you have anything to add?
I don't. Again, this is very preliminary. Things that have been developed as part of the master plan study a few years back. We've been reacting a little bit to funding available as FA funding and state funding that's available. The CIP meeting in January is kind of the first step as we prepare, for future projects. Pre-applications won't be due, and that's like the first step in the FA grant process. They're not due until October, so we definitely have a lot of time to evaluate and discuss and see where the priorities of the Airport Commission lie. But these are just conversation items with FA at this point.
Very good. Sounds good. Anything else?
I don't have any updates for the city annexation items unless there was anything from you guys. And then the miscellaneous items, we kind of discussed the Part 139 item already, that we have extended that deadline to January 10th, so we'll get those things done. And then the CIP meeting is January 8th, 9:30 a.m. in Roseau. So, in person.
Very good. Thank you.
I got a question on the annexation part of it. What's the holdup? Where is it sitting right now? Do you know? Where is it stalled at? If you haven't got any more information on it.
And I can maybe jump in on that one if that's a question directed at SEH. We provided information, I think, to help understand the FAA coordination piece. I think we're just awaiting, for future direction, either from the Airport Commission or the city or the county on if there's further information that would be needed. The last we heard is that it was still being discussed to some level. So that's kind of my update on that, or our update on that. So unless there's anything specific to that, I can answer.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Chelsea. Any more questions for the engineers? If not, we'll go to old business.
Old business, SkyWest. I've been in contact with them, working with them on the new contractual for rental rates here. In the next month, we should just have dialed in, and I'm confident that it'll be good. Let's just go with that. Okay. If you understand what I'm saying. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is that contract up?
The end of it hasn't been there isn't. It's open ended per se. It's it's a document right here. It's 32 pages. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, correct. I think I'll have some good news. So, good.
Super.
Yeah. Please.
New business. Go ahead.
Please. Todd is here with us today. New terminal cleaning contract provider. Any questions or anything that you folks would like to ask Todd or Todd?
I just want to say too that we base this on X amount of hours, and if it doesn't take that many hours, that contract can be adjusted. So I'll know within 30 days what it takes to do it. We came in blind, so I just bid it off of my other 35 accounts I have. I just kind of looked at the numbers, and so that's where we came up with that. So I would ask for 30 days, and we can look at it, and if it's not what I think it is, I'm more than willing to adjust it to whatever it takes.
Might take you 60 days to get
Yeah,
into a
whatever.
flow.
I mean, I just want to have a chance to. I mean, I know I'm not greedy. I just want to make it, be fair to everybody.
Sure.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can adjust it.
And 30 days now is going to be a lot different than if you took
July.
30 days in July.
Right.
So I mean, if you evaluate it and you come down, you might find out when you get to July that you might have to go back up to where your original quote was. And I'm assuming, as long as it's not going over what was quoted in the beginning, it'll be all right. So,
We'll see. I guess we'll give it some time and see what it is, and we can get some honest numbers. I guess.
right.
One way or the other. Either I'm right or I'm wrong.
Yeah. The main thing that I can tell you to look out for is the paper towel in the bathrooms.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's about
Yeah,
You know, as long
true.
as I've been here, that's
That's
about the
always
only
an
complaint
issue.
I've ever heard is them running out of
Yeah.
paper in the
That
toilet.
toilet paper.
Yeah,
deal,
paper in the
one of
bathroom is
those
an
ones.
important thing,
Yeah, paper in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
whether it's
that's
toilet
always an
paper or
issue.
paper towels.
Especially on the one on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
all I have. You know, I just
Great.
Thank you,
wanted to
Todd.
have a conversation and a
Sure.
dialogue with it. So,
Thank you.
And we'll work, guaranteed we'll work with you. We'll help you where we can.
Right.
Let us know, please. Let me know.
And we'll make the switch over on the first, which will be tricky, but we'll figure it out.
I guarantee you, from our perspective, we'll make it work. We'll work
I'll
together.
communicate with you early
Of
next
course.
week.
Yeah. And we have to work with Kylie too, of course. Penance.
Yeah, we'll communicate.
Penance, yeah. So
Are you the one to contact more, or are you the one to contact more?
either way, doesn't matter. There's different disciplines, yeah. So if you have complaints, talk to her.
Compliments talk to
Other
you.
than that, I'm there for you. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
always
right,
how it is, right?
right, yeah.
Front line.
Exactly.
Everyone has one.
Right on. Thanks, Todd.
All right. Is that all you need from me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Todd.
All right. You guys
Bye-bye.
have a
Take
Merry
care.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Todd. Thank you.
Catch up with you. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Any more new business? Moving on to manager's report.
Yes, vast majority of mine was covered as with the other folks presenting previously in the meeting. Just one quick thing. Last week, for the sake of the conversation, we had a catastrophic failure in our sand bunker boiler, which we had to replace the boiler, and so I had Shannon replace put a new hot water boiler in that. I believe Kyra has it, and new sand bunker boiler from Shannon's installed was $6,700. And like I said before, it was an emergency. It had to get done yesterday, so the sand was already solidifying. We can't spread the sand if it's frozen, and so yeah, just wanted to share that. Any fears there?
Is that the original boiler yet too?
That's the original one.
That's good.
Right? Yeah, that's
Good
been a
use
long
of it.
time. You're
It's been a
exactly
while,
right.
yeah.
Good point.
Remember to put it in there.
Yeah, other than that, then as always, winter operations challenging with ice and rain control and what have you. But we're coming into January. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah, this is so nice. It's
Yeah.
nice for the budget, nice for the team that we're not moving feet of snow. The ice is challenging, mind you,
Right.
but we'll get there. Yeah. On a kind of a local, you're thinking about you were driving west today. Fascinating, sad story about Artie Cat, Thief River Falls, and wow, that's a lot of history there gone.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Real super brief history on that, if I may. The Swenson family founded Artie Cat back in the day, and my dad worked for the original family. On the mom's side of that family, the Shonix family out of from Middle River, and so my dad, as a kid, worked for that family. That family became the Swenson family, who founded Artie Cat and then founded Masalb Airlines, who my brother worked for many years. So it's kind of a sad deal there. And
Yeah.
big company. I have no idea. I know they have a presence in Thief River Falls and a presence in St. Cloud. I don't know how large. Yeah. Interesting. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
thank you,
had
everyone.
gone through something like this in the 80s too, I think.
Terex,
In
maybe?
2017.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, in the 80s, I remember
Yeah.
Yeah.
they got bought and sold a couple times.
Interesting. Mhm.
It's a
Yeah.
tough industry.
That's a tough. It has to be really tough. Yeah, for
Winter
sure.
has a lot to do with it. When you have no winter,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably why Polaris got more into the ATU TV end of
You
things.
bet.
yep.
Because they could probably see that coming. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even within the state, the state is giving all kinds of money to fix up
Mm-hmm.
ATV trails versus snowmobile trails.
Big time. Yeah, that's really a good point. Yeah, very good point.
Anyway, we've digressed. So,
No. It's I just wanted to share because I know a lot of folks in the North Country are affected by that. Yes.
Yeah.
You bet. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Kara?
Claimants are in the packet. We were down slightly for the month of November, but still up again overall for the year so far. And then A-car rental, they had an issue with the employee they had hired initially for the kiosk. And so they were advertising for the position, so they're just working on trying to get an employee for the kiosk before they can officially start up.
So we're getting close to
We're getting
to having
closer,
them
yep.
done.
It's been a long
Perfect.
time.
Good.
That'll be
And
good.
it'd be
Long
very
time.
nice.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
And then there's an email in the packets from Adam Coe in regards to, there was some question at the special meeting in regards to the approval of contracts and the process and whatnot. In the past, the commission has always had the ability to approve contracts at this level, and then they would go back to the city and the county just to notify each, the representatives that sit here go back to their respective boards and explain, this contract was approved by the airport and whatnot. So that's always been the way that it's been, the only thing that goes to the city and the county for approval are grant agreements. So, and then, like I said, there's just an email in there from Adam that states of how he would like it to, proceed in the future, same kind of situation, however, possibly before, when the contracts are coming up, if the people that, who's sitting on the airport commission can go back to those respective boards and say, this is coming up on the airport commission meeting, giving them a heads up prior to the approvals of those contracts. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's the way it's been for
Yeah.
umpteen years I've been here.
Right.
Well, if the commission can't approve contracts, what's the
Right.
purpose?
That's why we're here.
Exactly. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone have anything else? I hear nothing.
Next meeting.
With that, we'll-
Oh, yeah,
Next
next
meeting.
meeting. Well. We always kind of get that in sequence, no? That's okay.
Last Wednesday would be the 29th.
29. Okay,
Does that work for SEH?
works for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Port Commission. All right. January 29th at 0800 hours.
Wonderful.
Thank you, everyone. Have
You
a
bet, thank you.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Chelsea.
Merry
Scott.
Christmas, everybody.